applicant at 1813 Hellsworth Lane.
Applicant Christian Like? Like?
Like, yes.
Yeah.
Hi, good
Located
evening.
in,
Oh, sorry.
you're good. Located in R2 Single Family Residential District is requesting a special use permit to allow no more than 8 hens.
Correct. I do have some signed signatures from some of the neighbors, as well as a packet I have for the board. I didn't make enough copies. I apologize. I thought there was 5 board members that would be here.
There is 5 board members.
Oh.
You can have my copy.
I know there was some neighbor concerns that I have to address in there, and then kind of going over the plan overall as far as what we're looking to do. I know Ms. Volo was on site yesterday and kind of walked through as well with taking a look at the property and the proposed plans. But my family and I are requesting to do 6 hens for eggs for our personal consumption, as well as for, teaching our kids and everything to go along with the garden and everything like that we have. So I felt we put together a pretty good plan as far as what we're going to do to house them, protect them, make sure that they don't get out, as well as even down to the breed that we went with to ensure that it was aligned and didn't take away from the aesthetic of the neighborhood. And they would be as quiet as a hen can be, right? There's no roosters allowed. So we put together, I think, a pretty good plan as far as what we'd be looking to do. I don't know if there's any questions from the board or where we'd like to start with on the review process.
Questions from the board? Okay, identify, when Erica has a chance, pull up the plan location. It's going to be in the back parcel where the red box is identified up on the screen. Is that correct?
Yes, yep. And then if you look at photo 3, that is exactly where, like, if you're looking from the shed to the left there, that is where it will be placed to kind of give you an idea of the placement. I have 10 feet behind that fence due to an easement. So there'll probably be about 10 feet between where the coop and the run would be. And then that'd probably give about another 15 to 20 feet to the back of the property line. And then in photo 7, it kind of gives an idea there as well, where you can see the gray box. The garden is located on the other side of the shed.
I apologize to the board. The plan didn't download into the folder this afternoon that I created, so you'll have to look at the paper copy in your packet.
Okay.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. So the neighbor support petition that you handed me,
Yes,
it looks like we got 1818, 1814,
yes,
1820, and 1809.
correct. I had
Ellsworth.
others that were on board, but I could not get their signatures beforehand. So, and then it did turn into kind of a neighborhood situation between some folks, and I didn't want to involve anybody any further. So
Okay.
I left it as is as of today. The lines you see was my youngest daughter thinking her signatures would help. She's I apologize. She decided that's Raya's name.
Okay, fair enough. How old is your daughter?
I have 3 kids. One is 5, one is 7, and one is 10.
Was it the 5-year-old?
Yes, it was.
Did you have conversations with 859 Bannerwood Drive since the coop is going to be identified in the back?
Yes, I did. Brian Lippo, him and I spoke in depth on Saturday. He's fine with it. He actually thought you could have chickens in Webster without having to go through all the variances. He's a contractor, so he gets that sometimes. Brian Lippo was on board. I did think 1817 was. It's to my understanding that they have sent in a letter otherwise, so I did not get a signature from them. And then 1811, there's been a long dispute since our fence went in, unfortunately, so they were not on board. We could put the Taj Mahal up there for them and they wouldn't be on board.
Understood. Okay. You said 1817 was one that you think was
Yeah,
sent
we
in.
spoke to them originally the day I got the call, I believe, from Erica that
Yep.
the postcards were going out and the sign would be going up. I started knocking on doors then. We spoke to them. They wanted to kind of see how we were going to secure the hens and then what our plan was. We went over it and they seemed fine, and then something changed afterwards. So unfortunately for them. I think a lot of it was around noise.
Yeah, I have 1817s up. These all become part of the determination, or do they not? No. Okay.
Those are public comments made by neighbors.
They are public comments made by neighbors. Yes.
They send in.
That were sent in.
Yeah, so it's part of our record.
So it's part of the record.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Understood. So to your point, one of the concerns that I'm looking at here talks about, I guess, ultimately animal management, not so much the chickens in general, and visibility. So how are you, ultimately, what is the coop going to look like? How are you going to maintain that coop
Yep, they're.
moving forward?
I don't know if you have the pictures in the pamphlet.
Pictures of the
I provided both options in there that we've actually already, they've been delivered. I can return. They were on sale, so I did order them from Tractor Supply. But we will have a coop that will be able to attach to a run, an 8x8, like a run essentially, that will have a roof over it that we can then put it's like a mesh tarp is the only way I can describe it. This will help with making so hawks can't get in, they can't get out. We plan on having cameras, solar cameras like I have on the back of the house onto the coop as well, so that we're able to monitor it, as well as a lock on the door. So kids can't get in, other folk can't get in, and they don't get out by accident. There will be a solar door for the coop to allow the chickens to come in and out at dusk and dawn, and also help keep out predators. So some of the other options as far as what we'd be looking to do is also we'd be putting more arborvitaes around it. We plan on planting different flowers to help with the aesthetics of the coop so that it blends in more, and it's just not like an eyesore to some folks.
Okay. Other questions from the board?
Just in terms of the approval, if we approve this tonight, it's good for 1 year and then he has to come back? Just to clarify.
Yeah, and it's, yes, still, still has to maintain all other town codes. If there's any issues, neighbors have the ability to call it in if necessary. But yes, we have the ability to provide a special use permit for up to 5 years. For a first-time applicant, I would not suggest going beyond 1 year.
So it's a trial period, basically.
Yes, yeah. Corinne kind of went over that the other day. If you go to Exhibit D, I put together the plan that we plan on doing as a family with the children for the daily maintenance, the weekly, monthly, quarterly, as well as winter maintenance. We have found the coop we went with allows, it has a vent at the top so it can properly vent throughout the winter. We will be using a different type of bedding, hemp bedding, because it's a little bit more dust-free. It gives better warmth, and it overall keeps any odors and anything down like that as well. We're surrounded by farms anyway in our subdivision. There's a cow farm right there on Ridge Road. I highly doubt the chickens would create any smell if we can't smell that loud, smell that large, cow farm. So I've worked with the neighbor across the street. Her name is Tiana. She used to have 30 chickens at her old resident. Christy Tumani on there as well had some at her residence on Lake Road. They've walked us through some do's and don'ts, as well as, like I said, we down to the breed. We went with a Barred Rock. It's one of the older chickens, I guess, in America. I've learned more about chickens than I ever thought I would in my life. But they are known to be extremely friendly. They're more like a pet. They like to be held, pet. They coo, they're quiet, other than, when they lay the egg, you may hear something. But I plan on trying to do my best to put more bushes, arborvitaes, things around it to kind of shield some of that sound the best I can. From my understanding and the people I've spoke to, I did have to put an order in for the eggs because I wanted all hens, so you have to pay extra. You have to wait time to get them. They probably won't be hatched and delivered to us by the end of June. I apologize. And then my understanding is by the time they get to me, they're 2 to 3 weeks old at that point. And they'll be inside somewhere for 3 weeks until they get feathers and can go outside. So that gives us time to get everything properly set up. As far as food storage goes, that gray bin that you see in the picture there on the side, I have gotten some, you can get them for dogs, but it has a seal on the inside so that you can seal it. This way no rodents or anything can get in there and start to go through the chicken feed. I mean, you name it. I think this probably cost more than I ever anticipated, but I wanted to make sure that I was not going to upset anyone further. Like I said, there has been issues when the fence went up, and that's caused some disruptions, unfortunately, with the neighbors. And I hope I've shown that the property is upkept. None of these stuff that I don't agree with in those statements is there. I couldn't get it. My landscaper, he sent a message to me that he confirmed there was never any dog waste. If there is, it's seldom. My dogs go in 2 spots really in the yard, and it's off to the side, nowhere near the chicken coop. But I pay to get the grass taken care of through Pinnacle once a month, and also do extra treatments for crane flies to make sure that we don't have any issues with the June bugs coming up and everything. And then I do have a landscaper that comes every single Thursday and mows the lawn front, back, and weed whacks all the way around. So I'm a little disheartened by some of the comments that I heard were put out there, but I think I've shown in the pictures as well that, you know, there might be times where maybe there's some, but I think every animal owner has had times where I've seen everybody out there picking up extra droppings because they may have missed one. But I have 3 kids, like I said, who play, tons of kids who come over to play. It's a very busy neighborhood, and that's keeping the backyard safe for them is the highest priority, first and foremost. So, like I said, disheartened to hear those statements, but I think I've shown in the pictures that is how the property is upkept. My wife and I
Thank
work
you.
very hard. She's a nurse practitioner. I'm finishing up school. I do network infrastructure for Charter Communications. We're both respectable people in our fields and with our friends. So it's just
Thank you.
unfortunate that fence caused some people some issues, and it's lingered for years now.
Yep. Erica, I think I saw no outstanding issues or anything, if I recall correctly, right?
No, not on record.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions from the town board or from the zoning board?
Yeah,
Sorry.
Exhibit E, you reference a landscape plan.
Yes, that's where I kind of referenced that I'm gonna order. I went on the website this morning to pick out. I don't know if I want arborvitaes or a different type. We kind of like the cypresses better, but we are going to along the fence line there, as well as because of some of the disruption. I have contacted the company who put in our fence, and I'll work with the town to see what I can do. There's extenders that I can do to give more privacy. It's a 4 foot up to the property line. At the time when I did it, 6 foot wasn't approved. I did find out there are aluminum extenders I can put across the top to give privacy, and then they can do like a weave on the bottom with like a vinyl so that it pretty much gives me a blackout fence to do that. But I do still plan until they can figure that out, because I don't know cost, to put more arborvitaes along that side. And then plant, if you look, that's why I highlighted the swim spa there.
Right. Yeah, just-
Similar plan to that with the landscaping. I've read that certain flowers were better for the hens, like black-eyed Susans. What's the one we put down to keep bugs out of the garden? Marigolds, yes, thank you. Marigolds, black-eyed Susans, and some of the others. And then that would be all
That's
around
good
it.
for color, doesn't do much for screening, though.
I'm sorry?
That doesn't do much for screening.
No, but I was trying to also think of visually appealing. It's just not like a
get it. No, I
field.
get it.
Yeah.
It has potential to look really nice.
Yes.
My question, why I was asking, is it your intention to put the arborvitae along the rear lot line or along your border with 1817?
Both.
Okay.
Both. There's a giant lilac back there on the back side of the corner, and then there's 2 giant pear trees right there behind where it's going to be. But I do plan on doing both. And then as far as compost, I do have a compost that I built in the back. I have to build the lid for it, but I understand I can put it in compost and then let it do its natural thing and use it in the garden in years to come. So that was the other plan for the waste if that came up.
Thank you.
So, just for clarification, the chicken coop and chicken run are going to go next to the shed,
Correct.
based on the screening that we have here, right?
Correct. Yep.
Yep. Thank you, Erica. Your plan is to plant. I'm going to call it arborvitaes. I'm using it as a generic term,
Yes.
but some type of
Yes.
evergreen screening
Correct.
along the backside of your fence on the. I'm going to say it's the north side.
No, the opposite side there. So 1817 has the pool over here.
Yep.
And the one picture that I took, their house can't even see where the coop's going to be because of their 6-foot privacy fence.
Okay.
I'm still going to put something there just in case they're in the backyard on the swing, and
Okay.
they have no visual of it.
So your plan is to put arborvitaes on the north property line,
Correct.
and then on the east property line.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you. Any other questions from the board before I open it up to the public?
Good.
Anybody open it up to the public? Anybody want to speak for or against the project? Feel free to come on up. No? All right. Back to the board. Any additional comments? No? Okay. Findings? Oh, no, you're right. I have to do seeker. Thank you. I'd like to make a motion for a type 2 action under seeker pursuant under NYCR section 617.5C of the Environmental Code.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Now the findings.
We don't run through the traditional findings, we run through the special use criteria, correct?
Correct.
It's been a long night. The use will not prevent the orderly and reasonable use of adjacent properties or properties in adjacent use districts. They're all residential in that area. Based on the location, per my visit to the property, where the coop is going to go, it is really only going to potentially be visible to 2 neighbors, and the applicant has indicated that, and I guess I would agree based on my visitation, that between his screening and the location, it's not going to prevent anybody from using their property in any way, shape, or form. The health, safety, and general welfare of the town of Webster will not be adversely affected by the proposed use and its location, and I would agree as long as the chicken coop is maintained as proposed by the applicant. The use will be in general harmony and
Bless you.
while the comprehensive plan is in process, but in general harmony and promote with, I would say, the direction that the town tends to be moving in. We've had, I'm just going to side note, in the past 2 years, 8, 10,
I was going to say
So-
At least
3
8.
to 4 a year.
Yeah.
yeah, we do get 3 or 4 a year of this exact application. I think people are just more cognizant of the quality of their food source and where their food is coming from. And it's certainly a good project for kids to learn responsibility and the whole food chain. It will not interfere with the preservation of the general character of the neighborhood in which such building will be placed. And again, it's going to be screened appropriately between the shed and plantings. And it's in a location that is at least 20 feet from the rear lot line and probably at least that much from the other lot line. So it's not right up against anyone else's property. And the location within the lot is really the most logical with respect to keeping it screened within buildings and as far away from other residences as possible. And the use will provide the appropriate landscaping to buffer this from surrounding land uses. Anything anyone would like to add to that?
Not for me.
No? you want to.
I lost you.
Gotcha. I'd like to make a motion for a special use permit located at 1813 Ellsworth Lane to allow an 8-foot by 8-foot chicken coop and no more than 8 hens on a 0.42 acre parcel having SBL 081-02-081.01-2-84 located in an R2 single-family residential district under section 350-4 and 350-13 of the town code of town of Webster, with the conditions of providing screening
Evergreen.
screening plantings along the
North
north
and east
property and the east property line around where the hens are.
So 1817 and 1856.
Yes.
Correct.
Bam, okay.
Yep.
And
Your
that's
back
what
property
that's what you
line.
agreed-
I get lost walking in a
No,
circle,
no,
that's why.
that's what you did say, correct?
I'm sorry?
1817 being the more important.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Second.
Does this need should you specify that it's for 1 year?
This is for 1 year. I think we do that afterwards. But, yeah. It is a special use for 1 year, just
Okay.
to let
Yep.
the applicant know.
Mr. Short,
Aye.
Mrs. Volo,
Aye.
Mr. Santola.
Aye.
Mrs. D'Amelio.
Aye.
Mr. Corsi.
Hi. You have your special use permit. It's good for 1 year. You will have to be back in front of the board 1 year from today to ultimately request an extension.
Okay, and then do I need to do anything once I get it up and running, or?
Just maintain it.
Just
really well.
maintain it.
Yeah.
Don't
I
upset
didn't
your
know if I had
neighbors.
to call and have somebody come out and
No.
check it or anything like that. Okay,
No.
perfect. Thank you very much.
Have a wonderful
You too.
evening.